Thursday, April 19th, day 27, part 2. So I set up in this beautiful gap last night. I knew I was rolling the dice, but it had turned so calm and warm. And I thought, oh shoot, I won. And I was having the greatest night's sleep out in that big wide open meadow, and right in the shadow of Hump Mountain. And well, about 3 o'clock in the morning, big winds, all of a sudden out of nowhere. I felt a stake or two pop out of the ground. The ground was soft up there anyway, so I got out and fixed it. 3:30 a.m. Now it's starting to do a little hail or rain or something, and the winds are picking up. Tent's falling apart. I'm out of here. So I quickly pack everything up, get my shoes back on, and strap on my headlamp, which I have a pretty bright headlamp. I have not used it at all on this trip until this morning. And so by 4 a.m. I am humping up Hump Mountain in zero visibility conditions. It was, the winds were 50 to 60 mile per hour gust, just knocking me down. I was literally putting my foot in the little trench of the trail, and I could only see about 8 to 10 inches in front of me. And started up the mountain, just keeping my foot in that little trench. And eventually got to the top. Conditions were even worse. Could barely even see 10 inches in front of me. And all of a sudden, the trail disappeared. And I am way up there, and the wind is killing me, knocking me down practically. I walk around in little circles for about 10 minutes trying to find the trail. Finally, I find the little round geological marker that marks the top of the mountain. Well, what happens is people get up to that top and they mill around up there, and the trail becomes obscured. And when you can only see a couple inches at a time, well, finally I found the trail and hiked all the way across this big bald in what felt like gale force winds, zero visibility, tripping, slipping the whole way, and finally got down into the woods, and the winds were a little calmer. But now I had a treacherous rocky descent for several miles. I mean, one of those like coming down off of Blood Mountain rocky descents in the dark with my headlamp. Finally got to the road. The sun started coming up around 6:37. I could walk without the light, and I stuck my thumb out, and the guy in a truck picked me up, drove me about half a mile or a mile down the road to a brewstal, a bar and a hostel, where I met a guy named David who owns the place, and he couldn't believe what I had just done, and made me some coffee, took me out to a really great breakfast where I met some super fine folks that are guitar player, musicians, amazing folks at a bakery near Roan, Tennessee, and I must go back and see him sometime. And I told David I would come back and play for him sometime too. He was very excited and looked me up on Google and YouTube and Facebook, whatever. And so after a big hearty breakfast, a couple cups of coffee, And the forecast, looking at it, it's still, you know, it's cold, it's windy, and it's gonna freeze tonight. But I can still make it to my my goal, which is the Mountaineer hostel. Not hostel, the Mountaineer shelter. And hopefully it's not full. Or even if it is, I'll probably set my tent up anyway. Just, you know, I took a calculated risk. Actually, it was a pretty big gamble last night setting it up out where I set it up. I knew what I was possibly in for, and had faith I could walk my way out of it, which I did. But epic, dude. I mean, I was not scared. You can't be scared in situations like that. You just have to keep relaxed, stay calm, be methodical, and you know, if you can only take 8-inch, 10-inch steps, then that's what you take, and you just keep going. And you know, I walked my way out, and Dave at the hostel says he's gonna freaking hang my picture on the wall. He's never heard of anything that crazy. He didn't say crazy, but I'll admit it. It was, you know, it was definitely. But you know, again, cliff diving looks crazy, but those guys know what they're doing, right? And they have the confidence that they can pull it off. And well, I did too. I knew I could walk my way out. Would never want to do it again. Wow. And of course, there's no video, no photographic evidence, because there was nothing to see. But all right, so now I'm back out on the trail. This day, part 2, heading to the Mountaineer shelter. And I know we have freeze conditions tonight. That's all right. I can survive cold. I've done it a couple times now. So we'll go with that. Anyway, y'all missed it. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., night hiking, and 0 visibility conditions, gale force winds, and that was about 6-7 miles of it, and you know, had 8-inch steps the whole way, tripping and slipping. But doing it, you know, just staying calm, staying methodical, staying focused, and you get it done. This is a piece of cake compared to what I've already done today. So I'll just get there, fix something warm to eat, and bundle up and get ready for the freeze. All right, more later. Well, I don't know what river this is, but I've come down out of the mountains for a moment, and oh, you can see the gray skies, and it's definitely feeling like it's gonna get chilly willy tonight. And that'll be all right, I hope. I've done it a couple times. I think I can do it again. But hey, look, the sun popped out for a second. There went a blue spot. All right, well, I've got to be getting close to the shelter I'm heading for, and by close I mean less than a mile. So that'll be good. Sit down and regroup, prepare for the wintry blast again. For gosh sakes, when is spring coming this year? All right, it's getting windy.